Hey guys, and welcome to the Fish Room. I'm Rachel O'Leary, and today is Thursday, which means it's a busy one down here. If you've been watching my channel, you know that my birthday tank had quite the explosion, and in order for me to be able to pull that aquarium out, I have to drain every other tank on that rack and move all those critters. So that's what I'm working on today. So I thought I would show you how I set up just a basic temporary shrimp tank. Now, of course, we all know how temporary is when we set up an aquarium. It often becomes permanent. As I need to move my yellow shrimp into a new environment in order to break down their aquarium. Now, also in that row are blue shrimp and cherry shrimp, but I have other aquariums of those specific species, so I can just combine them for now. I also have some of the lemon fin white clouds that need to move, but again, I have another aquarium of those as well, so it makes things pretty simple. The only other thing that I have to figure out is what to do with that baby poly that I kept. And I think what will end up happening is I will set up a temporary aquarium on the floor to be able to move that entire racking system forward and investigate what went wrong with that tank. Now, I'll need some help for that because although I am mighty, I am not that strong. And it's pretty heavy moving all those aquariums. So let me show you today the things that I do to set up a shrimp aquarium, what I think is most important for their comfort and their well-being, and we'll just take a look at a few of the shrimp that I've shuffled about today. Let's get started. So what I've done here is just move over all the plants from the previous yellow tank and their substrate, which was from a substantially smaller aquarium, as well as their filter. And what this does is it means that the bioload from the previous tank should be totally fine in this aquarium as well, especially as it's a double the volume. So we moved all the substrate and the filter that house all that nitrifying bacteria, as well as that's a deceptively large amount of guppy grass. And then I've just drained and filled the aquarium. I'm letting it clear up, and I am continuing to wage my war on duckweed, so I'm taking my time to remove any of that I can. Now I have the yellow shrimp in this container here. You can see one right there. There's quite a few buried females, and there's shrimp of all ages in here. And I'm just going to move them into this aquarium once it's settled down a little bit, just to, you know, make sure that they're going to have as little stress as possible. I've already gone ahead and moved the blue shrimp into their aquarium as well as the cherries, and we'll take a quick look at those. The blue shrimp I've just combined into this single aquarium. A lot of times with shrimp I'll maintain multiple colonies just because they're so sensitive, and if something should go wrong I want to have a backup colony. But for the short term I'm just combining everybody in here, and I've done the same thing. I dropped their sponge filter in here as well as all their plants, and then just added the shrimp. And this is a good example of a bare bones, no frills, not worried about it being attractive shrimp breeding tank that's super successful. It has a lot of grazing surfaces, it has a lot of plants, and the shrimp are breeding and thriving well. Now you guys may be familiar with this aquarium. I've showed a bit in recent weeks. I just combined the cherry shrimp into this aquarium. You can see all the females carrying eggs and babies, and if we look on the back wall or the side walls, there are just literally baby shrimp everywhere. You can see how brightly colored they are as well. They really look fantastic. And this is another example of a really simple shrimp setup. Now this one, as you guys know, I put in a ton of botanicals, and since I've done that, the population has just exploded. So I really think that they're enjoying it. It's provided some needed supplementation to their diet, and obviously their colors are looking awesome. And just a real quick and dirty update for you on the tigers, because this is a new setup. I am supplementing them. They all look amazing, no losses overnight. You can see there's also a carbon rilly in this aquarium. Because that's a neocaridina, they will not crossbreed or hybridize. I do plan to do a species spotlight on these guys for you this weekend, so make sure you're subscribed and have that notification bell on if you're interested in learning more about these really cool wild type shrimp. You can see as they've settled in overnight, their colors have just become more pronounced. They have that sort of white shadow stripe to the dark stripe, and that vivid orange head and tail with no striping in that tail fan. Just really, really cool shrimp. And again, if you want to learn more about them, I hope to have the species spotlight out on them for you guys on Sunday. As we can see, they're already eagerly exploring their new environment. Looking good. Now they're a little washed out color-wise because I just dropped them in here. But see, you can see this one will come out from the frame. See, they're really, really nice. It's a male and a female right there. You see that female is carrying eggs, which again is why I utilize sponge filtration in all of my shrimp aquariums, so that when the babies hatch into miniature versions of the adults, they are protected and don't get sucked into the filter. As always, thanks for your continued support. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the updates on any of the various projects I have going on in the fish room.